Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are listening to The Experiment and special edition, the Dodgers Fast Pitch. We just witnessed, in probably my 47 years, one of the greatest baseball games I think you'll ever watch. And it wasn't the same like it was in 2018. And I'll tell you why. There wasn't every single kind of play that you can possibly imagine that can happen, whether it's a double that gets the perfect throw from the outfield to the cutoff man to get the guy at home, stopping guys at home earlier. Again, this was a 2-game World Series game, a 2-game World Series, exactly 9 innings each. And it was weird because I'm sitting here for the last 7 months, right, watching this Dodger team play every single kind of way I have ever seen a team play in a given season. I've seen them start the season 8-0, absolute domination. I've seen them play without starting pitching. I've seen them bomb with the bullpen. I've seen their hitting stink. I've seen their hitting be amazing the first half of the year. I've seen them win games where the opposing pitcher is throwing the ball to the first row for no reason. I mean, and I can go on and on and on. You guys saw what happened tonight. I was dead. I was dead around the 12th inning. I mean, I'm talking about numb. I was so numb and tired and dead. I didn't have any feeling for the next 7 innings. Really. Like right now, every piece of everything in my body went to the sinus areas here. Look, I don't have allergies and I'm not sick. Everything right now is pounding right here. Never had this feeling. Never had this feeling. But I'll tell you this. If this is what it's going to take to win 2 more games, so effing be it. What a game. What an amazing night. And if they hadn't won this game, it wouldn't be as great. Still a great game, no matter what. But man, winning a game like this, we're going to find out what's going to happen to both teams tomorrow. I thought for a minute there that and it wasn't really my thought, it was everyone's thought. I thought Toronto had a better pitching situation to end the game. And it turned out that Mr. Will Klein came through in legendary. I mean, Will Klein, if he never pitches again after this series and the Dodgers win the series, he will never, ever have to ever buy a drink in LA, Inland Empire, Southern California, wherever the hell, if I find him, as long as I'm there. Absolute, I mean, handled business. Handled business. And I'm going to give Henrique some props too. The kids came through in an absolute astronomical way. And thank God, thank you, God, thank you for letting Clayton Kershaw have that moment where he could have that last out, which could be the last pitch he ever pitches, because there would have been nothing more devastating than if that wouldn't have gone the way we needed to go. So, wow, what a game. What an evening. My headache is sort of starting to go away now that I'm talking to you guys and hanging out. I mean, it was absolutely, I felt like I was in hell. I mean, there is nothing else to say. I felt like I was in hell. I felt like I don't know. I didn't feel like I knew what was going to happen in my life. I was tired. I was so burnt. I was so just, you're going through these emotions. And part of the stress was, man, am I going to really spend 6+ hours watching this? I think it hit 7 almost, right? I mean, it almost hit 7. Am I going to really spend almost 7 hours watching this? for nothing? Because it killed me watching Game 5 in 2017. It was one of the greatest games, obviously, too. 15-14, losing to the cheating pieces of shit. But, man, I mean, you got to win this game if you're going to make it like this. And I think the excitement of that last out with Will Klein, I saw Kike's face, and it kind of signaled to me. And I know I'm just throwing this out there because it worked. You know, it could have gone the other way too. But I don't know. I just felt like that excitement, like reinvigorated that tired team just enough so that Freddie could clap one out. And man, he clap it out. He clapped it out in center, dead center. So he mustered every ounce of every piece of strength that he could have pulled. And I mean, he went straight out. And I knew it was out because I could tell by Varsha was he was kind of like didn't know where he was going. And I was like, this sucker's out. And even at that point, I couldn't really go crazy. I was so tired. And of course, the fact that we had, 3 warning track home runs, I still had to see it go over with my own eyes over the wall, and it did. And man, what a way to end a World Series game. And it's still there, guys. It's still there. It's still there for the chance that the Dodgers can win the next 2 games and win this sucker at home. And man, what a game. What a game. What a game. I'm going to get to your guys' comments here a little bit faster than normal because I need some assistance tonight. I did send out some feelers for the boys to come on the show and talk about the game. But my God, what a game. Oh my God, what a game. Headache is starting to come back again. So I'll get to your guys' comments now and we'll go from there. Told you Freddie would save us. Notes searches. Notes searches. I like Negro Damas better. Oh man, that's funny. Search Raphael build. Well, look, guys. At this point, how do you not? And I want to know this: if the Dodgers win the World Series, is he really going to go to the Hall of Fame as a Brave? Really? I mean, I know he did great things there for 12 years, but come on. And again, I want to thank. And I say thank. Because I know there was some weird things that happened during that negotiation thing. I think it was Freddie's agent that didn't tell Freddie about maybe some offer that Atlanta made. And Freddie ended up firing his agent, right? Hey, I don't know who his agent was, but we got to find out who it was. And that guy shouldn't have a drink ever because that whole botched setup. And I'm still not going to not blame the Atlanta Braves. I mean, come on, guys. Talk to Freddie. Like at some point, you got to kind of make that call. Like, can we talk to Freddie with you there? And one of the biggest flubs that you could make, I know the Mookie Betts thing was pretty bad with Red Sox trading him to LA for a couple of buckets of Home Depot buckets and maybe some used gum. But Freddie Freeman is, in terms of clutch, in terms of games, exciting games like this, I mean, he's Big Papi now. He's the National League version of David Ortiz. This is David Ortiz stuff. David Ortiz is that guy that I saw hit home runs in games like this all the time, and he was hitting it off the Little League park in Fenway. Freddie's hitting it in a real ballpark. You know what I mean? So, Freddie, MLB voters, because I recently heard, and again, I still don't know if this is true, but I heard that the actual people who vote in the Hall of Fame actually say what hat you're going to wear. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, hey, guys, I think this might do it, especially if they win 2 more games. So, Freddie Freeman, to me, I mean, I don't remember John Riggins with the Jets. I don't remember Dave Winfield with the Padres. I don't remember Ozzie Smith with the Padres. I remember Ozzie Smith with the St. Louis Cardinals. I remember Dave Winfield when he was with Toronto winning championships, or with the Yankees before that. So amazing end to a self-destructing game. This was not a healthy game for me. absolutely a horrible game for the insides of my body, my heart, my stomach. Now, I think, and again, I'm thanking God a lot tonight. That's funny how that works sometimes. I don't know how I can handle some of this stuff. I really don't. I mean, this is the first time I've ever had a headache from something like this. This is the first time. And I think I brought everything out to the head so that I could avoid maybe crippling my heart, my stomach. I don't have any ulcers. I don't have any heartburn issues. I just don't. And I think my body went into this mode of like, well, we'll just give you a little bit of a sinus headache so that you don't have to worry about that. Sinus headaches are okay. You take some Claritin and then you're probably fine if you have to. But I don't usually like to take drugs. I just like to have things go on, right? But the Dodgers win 6-5 in one of the more epic games that you could ever watch, ever be at. And I got to say, man, the people that were there, my God, I'm sure they're going to be going to work tomorrow pretty happy, not worrying about not sleeping. For those who left early, dumb move, should have stayed no matter what. I would have never left, obviously. If this thing would have gone to 88 innings, I would have stayed there. But this was huge. It's huge, and to get on to the next thing is this is going to hurt. This would have hurt either one of these teams had they not won, because now each of their bullpens is toast. And then Bieber has been pitching well. I'm not going to say he's not doing well, but he is not Ohtani. He is not Blake Snell. He's not Yamamoto. So now the Toronto Blue Jays had an in here. They had an in here. They got to Glasnow earlier than we needed him to get to Glasnow. It was, and I feel bad for Tyler. And I know Tyler can get roughed up mentally sometimes, but I'm not going to sit here and say he needs to. He is who he is. Okay, and what this game did in the end is those who made the mistakes made up for their mistakes. That's what happened. Whether it was Teo, whether it was Edman, because if Teo doesn't hit, if Edman doesn't hit in those spots where they did, they don't score, even though they cost the Dodgers runs. They wouldn't have scored, but they made up for it enough to where they put them in a position to win, and then here's what you got. And I mean, what do you say to this? I haven't even talked about Shohei Ohtani yet. Shohei Ohtani broke the Major League postseason record for getting on base at 7. He broke it the next time he was up and the next time he was up. 9 times he was on base. 9 times. Talk about something that will likely never happen again. 9 times. Hit 2 homers, 2 doubles, and I think he had 5 walks. And really all 5 were intentional. The last one was essentially just pitching around him. So what is next for us Dodger fans and for the baseball world and the sports world to witness? Now imagine if Shohei goes out tomorrow, pitches 7 innings with 1 hit and no runs, and the Dodgers end up winning 7-1. At what point do you finally say to yourself that this son of a gun is the greatest athlete that we've ever seen, ever? Which is weird to say. I saw Michael Jordan play, right? I saw Bo Jackson play. I don't know if I can. They're different. They're different sports, right? But I don't know what else to say. What else can you say? We're going to find out tomorrow. I think tomorrow could very well be the stamp. That's kind of where my feeling is on this. I think tomorrow is the stamp. If the Dodgers win tomorrow because Shohei pitches well, and let's say gets a couple singles, I'm not even saying he needs to hit home runs, but he's pretty damn locked in right now, guys. I mean, Ohtani being locked in, you're toast. If it's just, that's what it is. And I'm not giving any of the pieces of garbage, and I'm talking to you Dodger fans too, A lot of Dodger fans were talking like that too. Dogging our own boy, man. Well, he just told you to eat shit. He's been telling you to eat shit for a while now. You don't watch the games closely. This guy is the most feared baseball player, tied with Barry Bonds at this point. The most feared. I'll give Barry the tie on that one right now. So if Ohtani is locked in at the plate and he pitches a gem tomorrow, this series is going to be 3-1. And then you have the luxury of having to deal with Mr. Blake Snell, who I would be in shock if I saw back-to-back bad performances. So, absolutely epic win, epic stress, epic in everything in every way. 2 more wins, guys. 2 more wins to go back-to-back. And the satisfaction in that is they stamp their dynasty. 2 is not enough. 3 in 6 seasons with a back-to-back in there, you have a justification on a dynasty at that point, especially with how much they've won since 2013. You look at this, it's been a variation of things. You know, you had the Chris Taylors, you had the Bellingers, you had the Justin Turners, you had the Puigs, and those guys are all part of this. They're all part of this 13-year dynasty, 13-season dynasty, and it's still only year 2 of Ohtani, though. So which dynasty are we talking about? Are we talking about the Guggenheim dynasty from the beginning, or are we talking the Ohtani dynasty? Because should the Dodgers win 2 more games, Ohtani will now be a back-to-back title winner in his 2nd season with the Dodgers. That means he's got 8 seasons left. And Ohtani's already on record saying he didn't want to go beyond 10 years because he didn't want to go that way where his playing ability was diminished. So it's very likely, guys, that he's going to play his contract out and retire. So what happens if the Dodgers win 2 more games in this series? Now they have 2 for 2 with Ohtani there. There's nothing more valuable than that. There's nothing more great than that. And this will be a dynasty. But for me, in its entirety, it's too early because it's the beginning of the Ohtani era. And the way the Guggenheims and the way Mark Walter and Friedman and Gomi and all those guys, the way they conduct their business in terms of getting players, this thing is going to replenish in a couple of years too. These guys are going to go after the big dogs too to replenish. But man, what a ride! If we never see another title again in the next 5 years, let's say, my God, what amazing baseball we have seen as Dodger fans. And I said this to Empire Jeff. I'm like, and a few of my other friends that are Dodger fans. I'm like, I mean, what else can we ask for? It's very similar to the 2000 Lakers era right now. The games we saw, the Ori shot, the Fisher shot, the Fisher shots, Kobe's shot in Phoenix, beating the Celtics, going back to back, going a three-peat. It's just we Dodger / Laker fans, if for those who are out there that are both Laker and Dodger fans, we have seen some of the greatest sports moments in the history of sports in the last 25 years, and I am just appreciative of being. Thank God, I've been a fan of those teams. That's just I got lucky, man. I got lucky. I wasn't born in Milwaukee or something where I was following the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brewers and those guys. So props to Dad, man. Props to Pops for God rest his soul for picking the right teams in my life. And here we are. So let me get back to your. Sorry, I was going to get back to your comments, but let me get to you guys. Okay, Serge Freddie is straight as stud, no doubt. Hey, Ralph, what's up? On my way to Cane's right now to eat post. Oh, well, hey, that's a good place to go. They have good chicken. Good night, good afternoon. That just came out, by the way. I don't know why I did it. I was glad to be a part of it. It was, hey, Vari, Sports Baby. Again, I know I thanked you on playback, but my God, what an absolutely fantastic host, fantastic DJ, if you want to call it that. Masters of ceremony. Excellent work, my friend. And again, I'm sorry I can't be there the entire time. And I know you had suggested that you could match the time, but I'll have to talk to you about that tomorrow. It's very hard for me to be back and forth anyways. A lot of times, maybe it's not just the screen, it's being on my phone. I'm on my phone all the time, all day, and sometimes I just want to relax and not be on the phone. That's kind of where that is. Freeman saved Yamamoto. Rafa, I mean, Yamamoto is cut from a different cloth. I don't think it would have fazed him if he had win an inning, but it is nice that he will have his full 5-day rest should they need him. I would say they probably might use him in Game 5 if they're up 3-1. Watch out for that. Maybe tomorrow. Never know. We'll have to see. Les Vara, you're a decent mod, but highly entertaining host. Yes, he is. Joe, you're emotional. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you again, guys. I know I'm getting late on your comments, so I'm probably running a little wide. Eyes got watery. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really going that route. I didn't feel that. I've been tired. I've been mentally tired and physically like dead. Again, I think I try to bring all the stress from my heart and stomach to my head so that it wouldn't damage everything in here. pretty much. Oh man, pretty much. I mean, it was bad. I was in hell. Yeah, it felt like hell. Wow, Joe, you still up and doing it? Well, everyone asked me, Drip Show. Everyone, and by the way, guys, Drip Show. The next show I do, I'm gonna show you the next amazing. I wanted to wait till the series was over so we can commiserate with it meaning even more. But Drip Show's artwork is the best original artwork I've ever seen. I am not a Picasso guy or any of those guys. In terms of sports, I have never seen this kind of stuff or this kind of stuff. And I got something for you. I got something for you on the next show. So stay tuned. You guys are gonna want to get some of Drip Show's stuff. He is an amazing artist and an even better human being. Dodgers won a double hitter. Pretty much. Yeah, they did win a double hitter. Klein was a effing stud. My God. I mean, the excitement they had for him in that dugout, man, that was amazing. Joe, where has he been? Well, Klein had some issues with his control before. And I guess the combination of everyone being tired in Toronto and him, maybe the lights. So, you see, here's the thing, guys. Some guys, when the lights turn on, they get better. Maybe Will Klein isn't made for an August, at least not right now. He's probably going to be fine, for his future. But Will Klein is one of those guys that's like Kike and Walker Buehler. I think they flourish in those moments because those who they're going against don't flourish. Those who they're going against now become tighter and they get looser. So now, even if there's somebody that's better than them for whatever time period, they're on their level because of their mental part. It's the mental part in that moment. So that's the only way I can explain it. Will Klein, should the Dodgers win the championship, will be a huge, and Henriquez too, huge reason why they won it. What he did was absolutely necessary and needed. If not, they would have been dead a couple innings ago. So props to Will. He'll be another guy that never have to pay for a drink if I'm around. Rob is going down as the best Dodgers manager ever. Yes, probably. But I would say in my lifetime, you still had, in my lifetime, you had Tommy Lasorda. If Tommy Lasorda had this kind of team, you never know what could have happened. You just don't know. But timing, errors, there's a very, very good chance that Dave Roberts is probably going to win 4 or 5 titles. And at that point, who's to argue? If he is the best Dodger manager, I'm proud to say that I went through the roller coaster with him, and he came through it. However, he came through it and ended up bringing titles in droves for this team. So I hope he does in the end. I hope he does. Joe Mookie popped up in the parking lot. Oh my God, those pop-ups were that's what was really killing me. Joe, this builds character. Oh man, I don't even know the kind of character that this builds. You never know. Imagine Toronto fans at 3. That's the burner, man, because these guys were on the Toronto clock too. You see, no matter how much you're used to traveling, those time zones, man, they were on 3 o'clock or at that time 2:50 in the morning, and that's a fact. So everyone was tired though, but Freddie mustered enough energy to get that sucker out the center field wall. So thank God for that, man, because that was the only way this freaking thing was going to end. By the way, it had to be one hit, one shot, no more waiting for the second damn base guy or the third base to get somebody in from the that was the only way it's going to end, and I'm so happy it was. Let's see here. I called Freddie pulling this out. Thanks, Serge. Thanks for being the Negro Damas that you are. Let's see. Ohtani saved us also, man. So Ohtani we're going to talk more about Ohtani probably in the next few shows, because I believe, if I'm seeing how this is going to play out, I believe that Ohtani is going to end up winning World Series MVP, especially if he ends up pitching a gem tomorrow. If he pitches a gem tomorrow and they go up 3-1, I just don't see the Dodgers losing both the Snell or they're going to win one of the Snell or Yamamoto pitching games. I don't see how they could lose those games. So tomorrow would be the stamp. I think tomorrow would be the stamp for him to probably. There's so much that could happen tomorrow in everything, and I'm just happy that I'll be there to see it. Thank you, Joe, for the show. No, thank you. Again, when the crowd asks for things, we make it happen. Joe, I just got a box. Hey, Ralph, thanks. Good going to Cane's, not Taco Bell. Joe, you look like you just won the lotto. Oh man, it's just relief. It's become a relief thing now. Now I can, when I'm done with the show, I can go look at highlights for the next 3 hours, even though it's 12:30 at night. I don't have anything in the morning, so I can kind of enjoy the morning tomorrow. So in case I sleep late. No more Hall of Fame. Yes, that's true. Let's see. Aaron, good to see you, brother. Freddie is much of a folk here in LA as Big Papi is. Yeah, he is one of the greatest Dodgers ever already. And he's only been with the team, 22, 23, 24, 25, 4 seasons. 4 seasons, and he's already a Dodger great. He's going to have his number retired. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. And if they keep winning world titles, then I don't know how the hell he's not going to be a Dodger going into the Cooperstown. I never watched anything like this, 18 innings back-to-back. So the last 18-inning game that the Dodgers won was in 2018 against the Boston Red Sox in the World Series. Coincidentally, in the same game, Game 3. I was at Universal Studios for half that game. I had made a commitment that I had to go there, so I was following on my phone. And I was battling the phone running out of battery on top of that. So every time the Boston Red Sox were up to bat, I would turn my phone off so I'd save battery and then waited for the Dodgers to be at bat. I watched 9 innings on my phone trying to save battery and watched only the bottom half of the inning. And then finally Max Muncy hits a home run to end the game. And God, that would have been a good series to win in that fashion. But I guess it was never meant to be. But nothing compared to tonight. I think tonight even trumps that one. So great game. When it's all said and done, as long as it's a win, it's a great game. But not good for the body, man, and the mind, man. I'm just drained to hell, man. Bieber was in the bullpen for the Jays. Yeah, they were ready to throw him out there. I mean, they were. I don't think they wanted to, but they would have had no choice if it went 19 or 20. Now the Dodgers got the reset because they have a game tomorrow. So the reset tomorrow is They are who put Ralph in timeout? Hold on a second, guys. Whoever's the mod, search. Please don't put Ralph in timeout. That's family. Whoever's modding, I'm kind of doing stuff right now, so I can't really focus on that. I don't want to do that. But whoever timed out Ralph, please don't time out Ralph. That's my family. That's my blood. So just a heads up. Raphael, not Raphael, Ralph. It's RD 23. So just a heads up on that. Question: if Dodgers win World Series, does the crew come back for a three-peat? Yeah, they're all signed. Eddie, they're all signed for. Some of them are signed for one more year. I think Freddie is going into his last season. Yeah, Muncy. There's an option for the Dodgers to pick up his contract. It's a $10 million contract. They're likely going to bring him back for another year. Let's see here. Go back here. I'm going through all your messages, guys. I'll catch up to you right now. 2 walk-off World Series victories in the 18th. I think the amazing part is the fact that back-to-back seasons, back-to-back World Series first game Dodger games. This was the first Dodger World Series game this year, and Freddie Freeman hits a walk-off. Someone's looking over Freddie Freeman's life. I mean, somebody's putting him in amazing areas and positions. So happy for him. It couldn't have gone to a better person. Yeah, in terms of my LA teams, yeah, absolutely love them to death. Edmund Kike pissed me off. Yeah, everybody was struggling, man. And guys, you know, there's something that changed this year for me. I think I became a little bit too belligerent with certain things, and I kind of stopped doing it. I just stopped doing it. Pajes was probably the only guy that's really kind of still lingering a little bit in terms of my disdain for a player not playing well. But Edmund's playing on one leg. Freddie's kind of playing on one leg too still. These guys have gone deep into the playoffs for a few years now, and the last 2 years all the way through. So I think I'm getting to the point where the amount of amazing baseball that I've seen and the fact that they're 2 wins away from winning a championship, it's very unlikely I'm probably going to be like I have been in the past. And a lot of my disdain in the past was the fact that they couldn't get over the hump on a regular basis. They won a title in 2020. It was a shortened season, obviously, and they ended up crapping out in 2021 because they were on a freaking 6-month crazy run with trying to win the division against the Giants. They win a wild card game in a walk-off. They beat the Giants in a 5-game thriller, and then they just ran out of gas against Atlanta in the NLCS. And then the following year, they win 111 games and then get destroyed by the Padres. And then the year after that, they win 100 games and they get even worse destroyed. They get destroyed even worse against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I think the reason why those two things hurt is you go through all that stuff for 6 months and you don't even get to at least a CS, a League Series championship at least. Those little things were really bothering me. And then things changed last year. They won one, but at the same time, I'm like, you can't have this kind of depth with the off season this last year. Getting guys like Snell, getting guys like Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates and all these guys, even though they didn't perform well. You re-signed Teo, you re-signed Edmund. You got all these guys that were amazing performers, and you gotta get this sucker. You got to win back to back. Otherwise, you're not great. And with the mistakes, with the errors, with the comebacks, with all the stuff, this is sports, guys, especially in baseball. So I have no ill will towards Edman. I have no, even if Teo frustrates the hell out of me, Teo still had 3 hits today. Actually, he had 4 hits. So the issue tonight was just bad timing until the end. Everything was at its worst place in terms of hitting, right? But man, did they make up for it in some of those crucial defensive plays. So congratulations to the Dodgers. Congratulations to all the guys that had a rough game but still battled it out and ended up winning the game. That's all that matters in the end, guys. It doesn't matter what happened. And to go to kind of segue into another topic that's very important. Thank you, Aaron, for bringing that up. Clayton Kershaw got a big out in what could be his last game ever pitched. And my heart was almost going to break more for him than the game at that point. Like, please don't let Kershaw let a run come in his probably his last game pitching in Dodger Stadium in a World Series. And he got the out. And I was so relieved for him. So relieved that he could have that moment. Because Clayton, if it wasn't for those cheating pieces of fucking shit in Houston, he would have won at the highest part of his career in that series. He probably would have won World Series MVP. He would have closed out Game 5. He was up 4-0 and 7-4 in that game. And the only reason why those assholes beat us that day was because they were cheating in that game. And he would have won World Series MVP. He would have won another ring. And it would have maybe changed the mental part of all that for him. I really believe that. And I was hard on Kershaw. I was upset at games that he couldn't come through. But understand that Kershaw carried this franchise on his back day in, day out for years. And that was at a time when no one backed him up. No one backed him up then. And now it's time for these guys to back him up at the twilight of his career. And congratulations to Clayton. And hopefully there's another chance that he can maybe pitch the last 3 outs if the Dodgers have a blowout. I think that would be so beautiful if he could do that. I mean, you saw his wife crying after that out, and that's how bad it was. That's how bad it's been in those moments. And she was so relieved. We were all relieved. And I'm just happy that he had that moment, and it ended up being a win too. So congrats to Kershaw. Congrats to the Dodgers on that. Yeah, it's capitalizing tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Again, obviously the Dodgers have the advantage because they have a pitcher that's going to go tomorrow that has more of a chance to go deep into the game versus a Bieber. So I don't know how it's going to play out. I guess you just got to grind it through, right? There's only technically 4 games left should it go that long. So everyone needs to muster up. Everyone needs to tighten up and just, sack up and just let's go. Let's win a championship, man. Impact Joe, what is the individual impact of the player on the sports to be the greatest athlete title? Impact is very, very difficult to judge. I think it's 3 things. If I had to make it easy, you have to win multiple titles, lots of titles, actually. You have to be the best player in the league from the playing standpoint, and then you have to be clutch. You have to have those 3 to be a player that's going to be the greatest athlete ever. So in our lifetime, we've had Michael Jordan, at least in my lifetime, Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. And those 2 guys were the most clutch, the best players, and won titles in droves. That's how it works. That's how it works. Catching up to all your things here. Ohtani is basically a god. Man, he sure played like one tonight. Jeez. I had wanted more. Robleski, Klein, finally got them. Well, Robo, absolutely. I'm so proud. And this was before this game, guys. This is before the World Series. I think it was right after. I think it was Game 2 against Milwaukee. I think it was against Milwaukee after Game 2. I go, I'm just so damn proud of this team, win or lose. You know, they go to Philly and they take both games in Philly. Then they go to Milwaukee and they pound those guys in both games and win those games in Milwaukee. I'm just sitting here going, man, I haven't been used to seeing the Dodgers do stuff like that. They hadn't done it like that. This is the first time I've seen them go on the road like this and own. So I'm just proud. I'm so proud of them. So proud. And tonight, even more so. And they win 2 more games, and I'm just like, I'm sitting on cloud 9 going, man, I can go into the 2026 season next year. Go to some training camp, spring training games like I did last year. Watch all the spring training games and watch all 162 games and just know that, man, I have seen some of the best baseball that I could ever imagine. And it was my team that had a lot of them. That's just a beautiful thing to have. I've been lucky. I am telling you, man, I've been lucky. I've seen 4 World Series wins. The 88 World Series, the first year I was cognitive and old enough to understand what I was watching and being able to interpret things and have a feeling for it and get nervous and stuff, right? And then, it took 29 years to get back to the World Series, and then we had to deal with the whole cheating garbage. But then 2020 changed that. They won a title. Then they won in 2024, and then hopefully now in 2025. And what more can he say, man? What more can he say? I can't be any more appreciative and more happy. I can't believe how bad the Blue Jays batting was late. Springer injured, Bichette injured, Kirk injured, Barger injured. Did Kirk get injured, or was they just wanted to take him out because they needed somebody that could score at that point? I think Kirk is okay unless something happened that I don't know about. Barger, I didn't know Barger was hurt. I think Springer's done for the series, by the way. I think he tweaked something in his ribs, and it couldn't happen to a better piece of shit, by the way. Bichette is definitely not playing tomorrow. That's what I heard. So whether he's going to come back for Game 5, I don't know. Ohtani is beyond a legend. Yeah, he is. 3 homers by Shohei was clutch. I think the 2 homers today were bigger than the 3 homers in Game 4 against Milwaukee, but that's me. Great victory for the Dodgers. Yeah, Justin Turner. The only sad thing about this run is that Justin Turner isn't with us. I love that man as much as I can love a man that I don't know. But he's still a champion. He's still a Dodger champion, and he's still a Dodger great. He's our generation's Ron Say. Our generation's Ron Say. Forever. Love Justin Turner. We'll always love him. And he's another guy that'll never have to pay for a drink if I remember in the same vicinity of whatever he's in. Okay, where else? Where else are we here? Betts will have 4 rings. So Betts will have something to play for the next few years. And that is to tie Derek Jeter for 5 titles. Again, I don't give a shit about the one he won in Boston, but 3 as a Dodger, pretty good. 4 as a Dodger sounds good too. Let's see. Freddie Freeman Kershaw. Man, I was trying not to mention Blake's name, but I think I got more text messages about Blake and Roberts. It was like deja vu again, right? I hadn't heard a lot of stuff about Roberts before trying to pitch tonight, and then after that, few batters after tried. I was just sitting there and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna have to. I know the text messages are coming. F Roberts, F Trident. Why the hell they put Trident in? I don't know what else to say. I don't have a defense to it. But Blake Trident, I mean, let's wrap this season up, much like it's been wrapped for Tanner Scott, much like it's wrapped up for Kirby Yates. I think it's done. I think it's done for Blake Trident to be involved in any more games the rest of the way, unless the Dodgers blow out the Blue Jays in the next 2 games. Then if they're up 8-2 and it's the 8th inning and they're setting up, they needed someone to just, throw a couple innings, that's fine. But I think this might be the last game Trident pitches in the World Series. I was pissed at one stage. I hit the car door against my head, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't hit your head on car doors. I hit the armrest on my easy chair, lazy boy chair, right? And I thought I had dented the handle. Actually, I did dent it, and then I had to put my hands into the cup holder and kind of lift it up, and it went back to normal, I guess. Joe's doing good. Going to rest my voice. Yeah, thanks, Gerald. Again, I totally get it, dude. Have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow. Smith and Muncie 3. Muncie 3. Okay, where are we? Roberts 3. Everybody's gonna be at the triple digits, baby. Muncie Kike have to show up for game 4. And at this point, the Dodgers have won in every conceivable way. They've won with starting pitching. They won tonight because of their bullpen. They've won because there was fluky stuff on defense. They've made mistakes because of fluky stuff on defense. It is they have won. I told you, man, this season in every conceivable way you can imagine. It's just unreal. Unreal. Proud of you doing good. Thanks, Serge. Appreciate it, brother. I'm always doing good, guys. Even if I'm suffering, I'm okay. Props to my family. Moved to Arizona. We watch poverty, sickened teams. Don't ever put my cousin RD23 in the corner. Ever. That's my blood. Don't ever do that. Don't get in arguments with them. That's my family. Well, I wasn't born in Arizona, but I've lived here since 3 years old from San Diego. Yes. Roots started in San Diego. Show some love out there for Kershaw getting absolutely. Kershaw was so happy for him on that moment, man. I was so nervous for him. I was more nervous for him than I was nervous for the game. Finally, a World Series moment to remember him. Yes. And if that's the last moment, my God, I would be really nice. Choose between a Lakers championship this season or a Dodger World Series. Oh, shit. I got asked this question like 6 months ago. At this point, I want a Dodger World Series. Chill. I want a Dodger World Series. Vari did great. Yes, he did. 20 watching. Well, again, guys, most of you guys were screaming at me to do this. And, I'm glad you brought this up, Rafa. So I think it's on record that Vesia doesn't want to make an announcement until after the World Series. Doesn't want to distract the team. That's why you don't see any news out right now. But I'm expecting the worst, unfortunately, and I hope it's not true. I hope that his kid wasn't born or didn't make it. I'm just scared that's what it is. I don't want to be morbid, but I don't know any other reason for him to wait until the end unless it was something bad. And my heart goes out to him and his wife, man. It's just sucks, man. That's the stuff that matters in the end. And I'm absolutely torn for him, man. We love Alex here, man. I love Alex, and it just sucks. Yeah, Klein was amazing, man. Klein was, Henriquez had total control tonight, and that's been his problem for a while now, is he wasn't able to get any control with anything. And, man, those two guys absolutely saved the Dodgers, man, in the end. Thank God for those guys, man. Klein and Henriquez all deserve a game ball with Ohtani, with Freddie Freeman, man. I mean, that's baseball, though, guys. If you look at a baseball season, look at a baseball playoff run, you could basically pinpoint in almost every game how there was this one guy that made this thing happen. It's always like that. That's why baseball is so hard. That's why Ohtani is touted as the greatest of all time, because he seems to always do things, always. And even when he's not hitting well, he still affects the game. Now, because he's pitching, right? But also, they still walked him in Philly when he wasn't hitting well. They still walked him. They still were afraid of him. So he messed up the game. He added more stress to the pitching staff in Toronto tonight. Imagine if they didn't have to constantly have runners on base and have these high leverage moments. Maybe they don't tax their entire bullpen, but that's what he did. 5 walks, all and 4 officially intentional, but the 5th one was intentional too. 5 intentional walks in the same game, and he had 2 doubles and 2 homers. The guy is the best. He's the best athlete on the planet, too. Sorry, Mark, for Messi and my Ronaldo fans. There's no one on the planet right now in terms of an athlete that's better than Ohtani. Ohtani is number one right now. He is the Michael Jordan right now of our era of sports. Legend LA back for your basement. Did you watch the game? Where is he? I didn't see that. Chilltown lies. Huge reason you won was because of Blue Jays' horrible offense and injuries. Dodgers stacked roster while the Blue Jays batters are all injured. Well, see, Chill, that's part of the game. That's part of the game. It's the battle of attrition. And it's who lasts until the end. I mean, when you watch last year's run, who was really injured last year for anyone? Everyone was pretty healthy. This year, yeah, George Springer's hurt, which I'm very happy about because I can't stand that piece of shit. And then Bichette's been injured, and I don't know if Alejandro Kirk got injured. I don't know. I don't think he did. Maybe his leg, because the way he runs, it does look like he's kind of got something going on. But guys, that's part of the game. That's the whole point of, why is it hard to go? Why is it hard to repeat in baseball? It's because of those things, right? These guys are playing 180 games a year when they go deep into the playoffs. Sometimes you look at Toronto. Toronto played all but one game. They've played every game but one. They beat the Yankees in 4, and they went the full 7, and those were all taxing games. All 7 of those games were taxing all the way to the end. They had extra inning games that they lost, against Seattle. So you can blame injuries all you want, but that's part of the game, man. You got to not be injured. Here comes the excuses. Well, I mean, no one cares about excuses, guys. Okay, so I have conversations about how the Lakers had Malone and Horace Grant and Rick Fox and Derek Fisher playing on one leg in 2004 when they lost. I talk about it too, but what is that going to do? Still not going to bring the title back. Andrew Bynum was injured in 2008. Ariza was playing sort of on one leg and then eventually just wasn't good enough to play in 2008. Now what? How different would that series have been had Bynum played in that series? It would have been Bynum was a beast in the middle for a good 25 minutes per game. I think he makes a difference. It would have made a difference, and they probably three-peat. But I can't get the trophy back from that. What do you want me to do? A win is a win in a championship. Doesn't matter how. Yeah, as long as they win 4 games in this series, I don't care how long it takes. If they go the full 7, I don't care. Win 4 games. No one will care about the other 3 losses or 2 losses or 1 losses, however it ends up being. Hey. What do you mean you hate Gerald? How do you hate Gerald? Say that Gerald irritates you. Say that Gerald pissed you off. But how do you hate Gerald? Gerald, all that guy does is thank everybody for everything every 5 minutes. Like, what the hell's the matter with you? Why don't you chill? Ban yourself, idiot. Joe and I are friends in real life. Tomorrow, Shohei tears his ACL just like Dodgers celebrated Springer's injury. Fuck George Springer. I hope he tore every rib in his side. The cheating pieces of shit. Look what happens when you don't know what's coming. He hasn't done shit in this series. So smoke that. Joel Hernandez. Nah, I'm not Mexican. I'd off myself. I'm Australian. Oh, man, really? You're Australian? Man, I usually get along with the Australians, man. I am RD to treat me with respect, and you get... Oh, shit. You're the one that banned him. Fuck. Guys, stop arguing over stupid shit. You are a joke, LFB. Then we'll have the Aussies here in the chat to deal with you. Okay, this thing kind of went haywire a little bit, no? This time, though, unlike 2018. Yes, sir. The Dodgers are the ones up 2-1. Yes, sir. Gerald, just let me know, bro. And then Lakers Fast Bake. Chilltown Lies, you are the biggest Joe. Joe doesn't like to ban people on his channel. Search and destroy. He likes to roast them continuously until they quit. That is very true. I don't like to censor. But there is a breaking point if you constantly put up nonsense. You want to talk smack all you want, but be original and stop saying the same thing over and over again. Oh, Adam Silver's here. I'm booking a hair transplant for Gerald in March. Gerald doesn't need a hair transplant. He has hair. It's just it's white. A brain transplant for you, Adam. I think it's ironic that Adam Silver is saying that you need a hair transplant. Joe, it's true you were cheering for Springer's injury. I hear you in the shower. I loathe George Springer. Loathe him. I was very happy that they hit his wrist. I was very happy that not so much that he got injured, but that he's in pain. That guy ruined that guy and the midget in Houston, that piece of shit Bregman, Gariel, AJ Hitch, all those pieces of shit ruined careers, ruined accolades for very, 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 very deserving people. Okay. Justin Turner should be a 2-time World Series champion. Puig should be a champion. Clayton Kershaw should have a World Series MVP in his trophy case and be a 3-time champion now. Andre Ethier should be a champion after all those years with him and Clayton Kershaw carrying the Dodgers. All that got flushed away because of that piece of shit, George Springer, and all those fuckers in Houston. So fuck George Springer, fuck his injury, and fuck everybody on that team forever. And I'll never get over it. And I will always say this because they got a trophy in their hallway at their place that belongs in LA. And Springer's MVP belongs to Kershaw. So take it for what you want to take it for. Let's see here. Adam Silver, stop allowing people to gamble and promote. Joe, will you deal with Joe will deal with you properly, Adam Silver, in about 20 or so minutes when he gets to you. It's right. It's true. Oh, man. Ohtani, I had a cramp in my calf, by the way. Great. I had a cramp, too. My right, I was stretching it. I think it was right around the 12th inning. I was like, God dang it. I've been jumping up and back and down, and I got a cramp. I started drinking some water, and then it went away. I was celebrating when Kirk and Springer got hurt jumping in there in my office at NBA's dead. Okay, stupid comments. More stupid comments. NBA needs the Dodgers to win. We need the big market. Okay, yeah, Toronto's a big market too. Did you forget that? Especially when your team wins. Betts needs to wake up. Oh, no doubt, Rafa. Betts needs to. Man, those pop-ups that was probably one of the bigger ones that was eating at me. Was those pop-ups by Betts or his inability to just close the damn game. We'll let Joe do that. No. I am bald by choice. No, you're not. Rod Kershaw, yes, he did. Kershaw needs to pitch 11 innings tomorrow. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm catching up here with you guys. Do you find his wife beautiful? I don't know whose wife you're talking about. Ellen was about to faint. You mean Kershaw's wife? I think she's not bad looking. Not my style, but not bad looking. We are going to easily win. I looked at the Blue Jays news. Bichette, Kirk, Barger, Springer are all out for tomorrow's game. This should be an easy game. Wow. What the hell happened to Kirk? Did his leg finally fall off? Hey, Joe, are you going to watch my playoff game on Wednesday, or are you going to watch Game 5? I think you already know that answer, son. Bichette, Kirk, Barger, Sprinter look like they'll miss tomorrow. Joe to the back. Oh, well, if all those guys are out, especially Kirk, that's not good. I think Springer's off for the whole series. Good. Fuck him. Bichette could hardly run. Yeah, Bichette's out for sure tomorrow, and he might come back for Game 5. Doyers in 5. Yes, sir. I'd like that. Klein is a Dodger legend. Absolutely became a Dodger legend tonight. Justin Turner. See, that's the thing is Justin Turner's an LA guy, right? Or a Southern California guy. And we love him here. We love him. I love Justin Turner. Always will love him. Yeah, Alejandro Kirk is 5'7", like I'm 6'8". Yeah, that's he's 5'5". Joe, are you drinking a whole bottle of Captain Morgan if the Dodgers win the World Series? No, I am not, son. I'm actually going to buy a bottle of Dom Perignon and drink it with my boy Empire Jeff on his show. Should they win should they win any of the fourth? Should they win the fourth game? But I'm hoping they win tomorrow and then win in LA on Wednesday. Thoughts on Kershaw throwing his last pitches with Dodgers? Yeah, I was. You it looks like you just came in late. I was just so happy that he got that out. I couldn't bear to see him fail in that moment. It was nice to see him get the last out. Hopefully, it could be his last pitch too in a Dodger uniform. Joe's is supposed to be 90 plus. Yeah, it's going to be hot. They had a heat advisory. 90 is 90 that hot? I don't know, but the ball will fly out much easier. So we'll see. Now, too much adrenaline to sleep. Yeah, I'm going to watch highlights as soon as this show's over. As soon as I get to your comments, I'm almost always there, all the way there. Would you rather meet me or DeAndre? 51 on everyone's hat. What is 51, Aaron? Adam Silver, it's the greatest team ever in opinion. Can you say any team in history beating this team? I can't. Greatest team as far as the Dodgers, I think they're going to be. I think they'll end up being, in terms of the entire team, like this era of baseball, they have a very good shot at being one of the best dynasties in baseball history. Yes, because I was saying at the beginning of the show that this is just year 2 of Ohtani. The Dodgers are not gonna. They're gonna replenish until Ohtani's done. So. And they got the Japanese market down pretty well. So if the Dodgers end up winning 5 championships in the 10 years that Ohtani's on the team, we're talking about let's see here. They would have 1 5 years. They'd have 6 championships during 2020 to well into the beginning of 2030. Yeah, which is not bad. 6 championships in, let's say, 12 seasons, maybe 13 seasons. That's definitely a dynasty, without a doubt. Hot weather incoming, a lot of home runs the next 2 games. Yes. Joe, what would you tell Ohtani if you had a conversation with him in person? If I had a chance to sit with Ohtani, I think the first question I'd ask him is, that's a great question. What would I ask him that hasn't been asked? That's a good question, Ralph. I think the question I'd probably ask him, it would probably not relate it to baseball. It would be how see, he lives in Orange County. Kobe used to live in Orange County. So I think the first question I'd ask him is how like, can you go to Baskin Robbins? Kobe was able to go to Baskin Robbins in Orange County. Couldn't do that in LA. But I think the first question I asked him is like, can you like take your kid and take your wife to like somewhere near and get a snack without people bothering you? Because Kobe Bryant was able to go out in Orange County. People kind of left him alone a little bit. I'm sure they still ask for autographs, stuff like that. But he could actually go places, and he talked about it. He can go places in Orange County, and a lot of those people would leave him alone. He's like, I can't step out of LA. They'll go nuts. So that's the question I'd ask Ohtani. I go, can you like, go somewhere? But I think Mookie Betts said on his podcast that he can't go anywhere. I would hate to be a prisoner in my own home like that, but I don't know. Son runs Korea, Ohtani runs Japan. I'm not going to argue against you on that one, son. You might be right. How about when Justin Turner hurt his leg running around ground ball in 2021? Not a peep from the Braves fans. I don't care about that stuff. Thoughts on Brian Kelly getting fired? Welcome to the SEC, son. And I think Kirby Smart already mentioned that in his interview when they asked him that. It's like, welcome to SEC. You don't win. I mean, DeBoer lost game 1, right? He lost game 1 at Alabama this year, and they were ready to throw that guy into the freaking Indian Ocean. And then, of course, he's won 7 straight games. You're welcome, G. Gerald has been waiting for this. We love you, Gerald. It's funny. Joe, you're going to any Anaheim Ducks? That's a great question, son. I'm going to try to go to an LA Kings at the Crypt with Anaheim coming in. Very, very, that might happen. But there is a chance I might go to the Honda Center for an Anaheim game. Don't doubt me on that one. I may go there. I have a friend of mine that wants to go to a hockey game. So it might be either Anaheim or a Kings game, or both in LA. Unless You watched the second half of the Lakers, Mark. Man, I didn't watch a single minute of the Laker game, man. I know they lost. I know it wasn't a good game, but I'll have to I'll get a chance to watch it tomorrow. But the Dodgers game was great, absolutely. Correa, Bregman were also jerks when the scandal came up. They were all jerks. They're all pieces of shit. 2020 took care of Charlie Morton. Good. That's a good one, Aaron. We got Charlie Morton on that one. Now we got to get Springer on this one. Absolutely. Go to bed. Big day tomorrow. Yeah, Joe, at the end of the show, get some rest. I will. No problem. Justin Turner's from the LBC. Yes, he is. 51. 51 is for Alex Vesia. Sorry. I thought it meant something else. Lakers gassed out the third Vari. I'm glad you didn't watch today's Laker game. Bronny got a ton of minutes and looked atrocious. I'll still watch it because that's what I do, man. It's a lot easier to watch Laker games too when it's recorded. I can go through the whole entire game in an hour and 15 minutes. Let's see here. Rafa, good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. So that was the last of the commentary, at least for right now. I want to thank everyone for making me do a show. Actually, Jay White wants to say something. When Bronny came in the first quarter, I knew the game was over. Wow, he came into the first quarter? What the hell? Anyways, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for coaxing me into doing a show. I'm wide awake now. I'm going to go enjoy some post-game highlights. I want to, again, when the crowd wants you, you have to oblige. I'm an entertainer, a low-level entertainer by normal standards. But when your people, when your friends demand that they hear you, you gotta oblige as any entertainer. So thank you guys for pushing me to come out, do a show. I enjoyed the last hour and change. We're gonna do more shows again as things progress. I know I've been saying I'm probably gonna do more as the Lakers season goes on, but again, the Dodgers series tends to take up a lot of that time. But I'll make it worth everyone's while, especially with the studio that I'm still trying to get together. So with that, I want you guys to have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I know it's late for a lot of you out here on the West Coast, but I'm very excited for the game tomorrow. I'm ready to see if these guys can take a 3-1 lead. And of course, until next time, we will see you next time.